What's going on, guys and gals? My name is Nako Fluttershy. Welcome to a video. So, I made a video a little bit ago about why you shouldn't work for WIS, but it was long as fuck. It's like almost an hour, or over an hour. I don't know. But here is the simplified version, the shorter version as to why you should never work for the company. Now, first thing is, what is WIS? WIS International is a inventory company. So what we would do, we'd go out and scan every fucking item at Walmart or wherever else they would need us, Hobby Lobbies or that sort of stuff. Anybody that needed us, we'd go, get our shit together, and go. But as great as it was to make $17 an hour, and as good as it was to get out of this shithole known as Meigs County, it wasn't worth a lot. The job was pretty worthless if you ask me. I only stayed for so long because of the money. Yeah, I fucking hated it there. Let's be real here. So, the first thing first thing you need to do is they don't care about you. Yeah, that's the first thing. They don't really care about your values. They don't care about your morals. They don't care about who you are, what you are. They don't care about you. All they care about is the numbers. How high can you make your numbers? That's all they care about. So if somebody was getting stabbed or whatever and you tried to intervene, they wouldn't care about that. They wouldn't like that at all. They'd be like, hey, get back to counting, bitch. No, I ain't letting this person die. You can fire me if you want, but hey, I'm trying to save people here. Risking my own damn life to save someone else's I don't even know. Or that I do know. But yeah, that was just an example that never actually happened. Thank fuck that never happened. But yeah, that's just kind of proof that they don't really care about you or your morals, and all they care about is the numbers. How fast can you scan? How much shit can you fucking do? How much shit can you take from people? And speaking of shit, that leads me to the next thing. A whole bunch of drama. WIS International basically lives and breathes off drama. Also, if you heard that beeping a little bit ago, that was my Hot Pockets, because fuck it. Anyways, that was a fucking voice crack. Anyways, so, yeah, basically, drama will be at every workplace, not just WIS, but WIS is a fucking cesspool of that shit. You can't go one day without hearing some bullshit about, oh, did you know? This person did this, did that, said this, said that, is cheating on this person, cheating on that person. This person's doing drugs, this person's doing this, doing that. Bitch, I don't care what anybody's doing. I'm just trying to do my fucking job. And I'm trying to just get through the day just like everybody else. I don't care how you spend your time. I don't care who you're fucking, who you're having sex with. I don't care what you do. Just as long as it, A, doesn't involve me, or B, as long as it doesn't fuck me over. That's all I care about. If it doesn't involve any of those two things, skedaddle, get the fuck out of here, no one cares. But yeah, drama was everywhere. And our higher ups would even have meetings about this, but they didn't do anything about it. I think they only said something about it because, like, Walmart employees and workers were nearby, and they wanted to set some good example what good example? They didn't do anything about it. Hell, I could start shit with someone else, and they could start shit with me or anybody else, and nothing would get done about it. We're left basically by ourselves to handle situations ourselves. But again, as long as we're counting, who cares, right? You know, who cares if someone dies or just gets someone walks up to him and punches him in the face? Just go boom. Who cares about that, right? It's all about the numbers. You could be bleeding and shit, and no one would care. But yeah, so the drama and the fact they don't care about you are pretty big as to why you should never work for them. But probably the most important one is they are highly unprofessional. Very unprofessional. And you want to know how unprofessional? They were so unprofessional, they didn't tell me when I was fired. Yeah. You know, and for those of you that didn't know or that don't know, I got fired from WIS International because of batching. Now, what the fuck is batching? Batching is basically, as I used this example before. So you have two EVs, right? And they're different EVs. See, you got this EV with both its eyes open, and this one with this one eye open. Two different EVs. But I scanned this EV twice. Which it's not the same EV. Yeah, they're all EVs, but they're not the same EV. So, yeah. They're different. But I scanned that one EV twice. I scanned it for both those EVs. Instead of just for one, and then scan the other one. Which, honestly, I do understand why that's a bad idea, you know, but at the same time, that's kind of a dumb reason to fire someone. And not even really give them the intel, hey, you're fucking fired. You know, okay, so here's the thing. You know, a few weeks before, you know, I got fired, it was a Thursday, right? We got done at the store, and then, you know, we went home. I didn't have work that next week because everybody was off doing a Sam's Club, which only the elite of the elite get in. You know, they get to count. The higher-ups, the ones that are good at counting, the Gold Star members, they get to count that place because they get done quick and all that good shit. And, you know, they don't allow new people in. So, or not new people, but like people that have never done a Sam's Club. So, yeah, I'm out. And kind of a good idea that I didn't do it. But at the same time, it sucks that I didn't get that 20 count of Hot Pockets. Someone could have at least brought me back a 20 count. And I would have been fine. A fucking souvenir! But you get the idea, you know. Is like, I had work that Thursday, and then we went home. The next week, I didn't have anything because of the whole Sam's Club thing. Everybody was off doing that. And again, only the elite get in. But then next week, the schedules that I had planned for that next week, the following week, they vanished. They're gone. So we asked around. Nobody, none of the higher-ups, and this is, again, how unprofessional they were. The higher-ups, we asked 3 people. We called 3 different people that would know something, that were the higher-ups of our team. None of them would answer their phones. I don't care how fucking late it is. If you have someone calling you about, you know, at that hour, because we've been trying to figure shit out, you damn well answer your fucking phone and tell me what the fuck is happening. Why is nothing popping up? Well, turns out, like, at 9 or 10 in the fucking morning on a Monday, when we were supposed to, or I was supposed to get ready to go and meet the van, which that's what we were trying to find out van time, which I'll explain that a little bit later as another reason why you shouldn't work for WIS. But 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, get a phone call from the district manager, and basically she flat out said I was fired. Now let me ask you a question. Why didn't you fucking tell me that last week? Why didn't you tell me that? I mean, because I had time, okay? And that's the last story that I did on Thursday. That was almost a week or two ago. So within that time, you're telling me you didn't bother to fucking tell me that I was fired, which is something I need to know. That is on a need-to-know basis, and I needed to know. And you would have thought they would have said something earlier. No, they never tell you when you're fired. You just... And I've seen a few people that actually got fired, and they were never told. So they were like, they showed up to the van, the meeting spot, and then, the van drivers were like, "What are you doing here? You got fired." And then, the people there were like, "What? I was never told that." And there's a whole debate, a whole discussion going on, and people were trying to call other people and find out what was really going on. And so yeah, they never tell you when you're fucking fired. They never tell you, what you're doing wrong. I mean, they told me what I was doing wrong to get fired. But, only, again, on that Monday when I was getting ready to fucking go to work. I was getting ready to meet the van and all that good shit. But yeah, it's very unprofessional to not return anybody's calls, to not answer the phone when it's something important. Again, it doesn't matter what fucking time it is. It could be fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. And, some people just get back from a bar or a club or a party or something. And they realize, oh shit, I got work the next day. Let's find out, when things are. And then, they don't because their schedule is missing. Nothing at all. Yeah. So, they're very unprofessional there. And they were so unprofessional on the very first day I started working. So on the first day of working, I basically, I got trained on the spot. My first day at work was the training day as well. I was being shown how the machine works and how to do things and whatnot, as you should have, as I should have already done before I started working my first day. Because, most jobs, they have a training period where it's like, oh, here's how you do this, here's how you do that. And it's not really your first day, officially. It's just to get you used to the quirks of the job, to get ready for whatever might happen. Well, that training took place the exact same day as my very first day on the job. Which, that by itself, I didn't really care about. I'm like, hey, you know what, at least I have something. At least I am working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So there's that. But another problem is that, the person that was supposed to be training me quit and went to another team. Okay. Now I see, I saw people come, people go all the damn time. And that's another reason why you shouldn't work for the company, is that they have basically a high turnover rate. During the off season and stuff like that. Those of you that don't know what the off season is basically you work your ass off until, November, December. November and December are months you have basically to yourself. You're off work for that time. Yeah, there's still jobs, but there's not nearly as much because of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and that sort of thing. The holiday season. So there's that. We didn't get back until like, January. But by then, a lot of the people that were there before the, before the whole off season, they were gone. They left. And, WIS cannot keep people. And for good reason, because of all the bullshit that they're doing. So, even at 17 an hour, it doesn't excuse all this bullshit that they're doing. So like, some people don't even last a day or 2 days because of all the drama and all the bullshit. And that the higher ups are doing and all that good shit. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing either. So for example, you're going to Walmart, we had a flow going on. We knew what we were supposed to do. We do freezers, and then we go to OTC, which is over-the-counter pharmacy, and then we had a schedule, and then go back to groceries and then electronics, and then at that point whatever was next, either toys or hardware, and after that it's whatever. But you're doing an aisle, or you're doing something, someone walks up to you and is like, oh, when you're done with this, go here, do this. Okay, sure. But when you get there, someone else, one of the other higher-ups, is like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be doing the toy section. Why are you back in electronics? So you have to explain to people, I was sent here by this, and then, by this person, and the other person that was asking you what's going on is like, well, go back to where you came from. Go back to toys. Whatever, hardware, whatever. Go back there. So you go back there. And then the person that told you to go to that one place before being asked what the fuck was going on told you also asked what the fuck is going on, and there's basically no communication going on. There is little to no communication at all with the company, between the higher-ups and between the employees. Nobody knows what anybody else is doing. And that's a problem. Because it leads to confusion, it leads to people losing their jobs, it leads to this, it leads to that. But another reason is because of mental health issues. The job may seem fun at first, but first off, you're doing the same shit over and over and over and over again. They say it's because, well, the more you do something, one aisle, the better you'll be at it, that sort of thing. You'll get higher numbers and whatever. But that takes a fucking toll on your mental health. That and all the drama, that and everything else. Basically, it's a stressful as fuck job. It may not seem like it's that stressful, but it is. It's not strenuous, it's not hard work, but it is stressful. And I noticed within a few months of actually getting this job that my mental health was taking a fucking decline at a rapid rate. By the point, September, October, I wanted to kill myself. The off season happened, I had a little break, like, okay, I'm ready for, January, we go back. Well, January and February, I have felt the worst I had ever felt in my entire life while working. Not my entire life, as in my entire life, but, my entire life working for the company. And here's the thing, I didn't even last a fucking year. I didn't even hold a job for a year because everything was fucked up. But yeah, so yeah, my mental health declined. So that job will fuck you up. Mentally, physically maybe, emotionally. Basically, it'll fuck you up. And if you don't want to be fucked up, don't work for WIS. Okay, just don't. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Oh yeah. Going back to no communication, there is little to no communication within the company. The fucking left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing and vice versa. So here's an example. So we were at a hotel. We already had our schedules set for the week. So we had to get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, go to work at like 6, and then start counting at 6. Instead of 7 like we always do. Well, they fucked up the schedule. They changed the schedule on us and have it set an hour later, so we leave at 6 or 6:30 or whatever, get there at 7 and start counting at 7 like our usual. We already got our shit ready to start working. And then one of my coworkers was like, "Yeah, well, they changed the schedule. They didn't tell us about it. They didn't give us a fucking, they didn't knock on our doors. They didn't say anything. None of the other people were like, oh, by the way, this is happening." There was no attempt to tell people, hey, this is happening, that's happening. And it's pissing me off the more I think about it, because, we could have been late. We could have been fucking late for the van. The van could have flat out left us, and we would have been without work for the entire day, with no work, no pay. So we would have been out on a lot of money that day if, we weren't told that and they just left us. Oh my god, it's fucking stupid. They don't tell anybody. And that's another thing. They don't tell anybody when they're going to change things. So you have a schedule, right? Schedule. Go here, meet the van at 1 o'clock in the morning, or 2 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time. Or meet the van to go to the first hotel, or for the first day of work, at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But that shit can always change, and they don't tell you about the change until it's too late, which causes people to be late for the van, or just don't show up at all because whatever. So it's on them, it's their fault. Not ours. We did our jobs. We try our best to meet the van at the time that we were given. So there's that. But also, everything is just stupid, okay, with the company. But here's another thing. They like to play favorites. Here's another reason why you shouldn't work for WIS. They like to play favorites. What do I mean by this? Well, there's like 2 or 3 workers that I worked with that were considered the best. They had high numbers, they were extremely accurate. They were always at the top of the fucking leaderboard, the top of the list. And, you'd always hear, oh, this person is the best person. He's basically God because he can do this and do that, and he can drink Red Bull all day, or drink anything, and just, vroom. And then, the other person, oh, she's a good worker because whatever. And I'm not going to deny that. They're great people. They're great workers, whatever. They're highly good at their job. They're good at what they do. They've been there for a while, so of course they would be. But let's see. There's like 30 plus of us, like 35 sometimes, 34, somewhere in the 30s of people. So you're telling me that everything else, everybody else, what I do is not all that important enough or all that noteworthy, I mean, you'd think that if you want to increase productivity, and you want to increase how people work, or increase the fact that they do work, you'd think, everybody else is doing a damn good job. Yeah, these 2 or 3 people are doing great, they're doing awesome. But what about the other 30 plus people? And what I would do if I was one of the higher-ups, I'd make sure everybody knows, hey, you're doing a damn good job. Don't stop doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing. Don't stop counting. Keep doing good. You're fine where you are. You don't need to do anything else. Basically, I would not compare everybody to everybody else. I would not treat others better. And obviously, the higher up you are, here's a little tip for you if you do decide to work for WIS under all the bullshit that I've given you. if you're at the top of the leaderboard, you can do whatever the fuck you want at that point. You know, at that point, you're at the top of the list every day. They treat you like you're some sort of god, and that they give you what you want, basically. Yeah, you still can't really do whatever you want, but you have a lot more freedom to do and say whatever you want, because, oh, you're our top counter. Ah, do whatever you want. You know, and that's the sad truth, you know. While the rest of us, we're just like, what the fuck? We're doing our jobs too. We're doing a damn good job. We're doing good enough that we're still here. Several months after we've been hired on, we're still here. So we're not doing a good job? We're not... Which made me feel even worse, going back to mental health. That only made my mental health even worse. It made me think I wasn't doing a good enough job, and I wasn't, truth be told, because I can't do anything right. I'm fucking useless and weak and pathetic, but we all knew that. So, you know, there's that. But another reason, overall, let's talk about uniforms, okay? So, a lot of jobs you work at, there's going to be a uniform to know, hey, I work for this company, I work for this place, that place, whatever. Which usually involves, like, a shirt or a vest or whatever that says the company's name on it. Like, McDonald's or Dollar General, Walmart, WIS, whatever. It'll say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I work for, who I work for, whatever. And, you know, whatever the dress code is. But a lot of jobs, and it's not just WIS, but a lot of jobs in general, and this is basically also WIS, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it. That's it. You know, if you wear a leather jacket, or a jacket in general when it's fucking really cold outside, or cold in the store, like, there is a point where I wasn't the only one that was doing this, but a few people were wearing jackets because it was cold as fuck inside Walmart. They had turned the air up. They turned the temperature down and the air up. So we were getting cold as fuck. Everybody was complaining about being cold, right? We were shivering. We were shaking. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna fucking freeze to death. Being smart, right? So I wore my leather jacket, and then one of the higher-ups is like, what are you doing? What? My job? What are you wearing? My jacket? Well, you shouldn't be wearing that because it's technically not work appropriate. It's not a part of the dress code or something like that. Okay, so you'd rather have me fucking freeze to death, shivering, cold as fuck, all because of some stupid dress code. Man, you bitches really be working at school as well. Because that was also some of the bullshit that we have to deal with at school. Yeah, we didn't have uniforms or anything like that at school, but, you know, some of the reasons they gave for us to not wear certain things was just bullshit. And, you know, okay, sure, but you can wear a hair accessory, right? You know, like cat ears or whatever. No. Basically, they strip you of who you are, and you're basically just another slave, another cog in the machine. You're not special. You're not worthy. You're worthless. You're weak. You don't... Basically, that's how they fucking treat you. You know, and they don't allow anybody to be different. You know, and sure, maybe at a hotel or something like that, or whatever. Like, yeah, I can still wear my dog collar or cat collar or whatever. I can wear, you know, these. Because I've wore these for, I can wear my watch, whatever, that sort of thing. But wearing a pair of cat ears, no. Even though, okay, let me tell you a little something. Unless it's like the last day of work, the final day of work, but at the same time, they need some sort of permission to fucking even consider this. But usually, from what I've heard and seen, on the last day of work in October, before everything is whatever, I guess to allow us to wear costumes and basically allow us to wear whatever we want. Um, which they didn't tell me about that until it was too late. I would have worn my Princess Peach dress. I would have worn my fucking Princess Peach cosplay to fucking work. Because one of the higher ups is wearing a Naruto like costume, and then one of them was, I guess, a pirate or something like that. So pretty obvious they were all out. Yeah, they went all out, but yeah, they never tell us anything like that until it's too late. So we don't plan for that shit. But yeah, basically they strip you of who you are, and you're just another cog in the machine. You're basically a nobody, and you're treated as such. And just don't fucking work for WIS, okay? Don't work for this inventory company. They only care about the numbers. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your mental health. It's pretty fucking obvious they don't care, because they allowed me to feel like shit for so damn long that I had to do something. And let's just say I purposefully got myself fired. It wasn't, just a mistake. I purposely did it. Just so I can get fired. So I wouldn't kill myself. Because I was at that point. I was at that fucking point where I wanted to kill myself. And I was telling some other people about it, and they didn't. They felt the same way. But the higher-ups, they don't care. They don't care about your well-being. Again, all they care about is numbers. And that's stupid. So yeah, this is a lot shorter than the last video was, because I was rambling on about stupid shit as I always do. But yeah, here's a shortened version of why you should never work for WIS. Never ever work for WIS. And if you do work for them, leave. Now. Leave while you still can. Go. Shoot. Get out of the company while you still can. Because it's only going to get worse. And if you're thinking about joining the company, don't. Because it's bullshit. And let's just say, I don't feel like this company is going to last that long. Because of all the drama and all the riots and stuff going inside and out, people arguing and fighting and unprofessionalism. And yeah. Also, I was going to talk about the van time. We have van time for when we're supposed to, meet the van to go to the first job and first hotel, whatever. And that sort of thing. Well, they don't tell you that shit. They never tell you that shit. On the website, they never tell you the van time until like a few hours before you're supposed to go and meet the van. So they always wonder why people quit on the first day if they're going to start this bullshit. And they always wonder why people are late for the van. That's why. Because nobody bothers telling you about the time you're supposed to meet for the van. So yeah, and there's a couple times that I was thinking about, you know what? I'm not going this week. I don't want to go this week. If they're going to start fucking us over again, there's that. Then that's bullshit. But also, I'm gonna tell you something. They don't care. And if we're being honest here, I think that from the very beginning they didn't want me there, but they kept me there because they were just that desperate. They were so desperate for people and workers that they would take a useless piece of shit, broken idiot like me, and just keep me there for no reason. They could have fired me at any point in time. Any point. But no. They had to wait. And wait until my mental health was broken. And they fired me, which made me feel even worse. Obviously, you get fired from your job and you feel worse. You feel like absolute garbage afterwards, so Yeah. So now I have no job. I have no money. I have nothing, really. I only got like $1 and something on my card, which I'm going to spend on strawberry milk. I said, fuck it. My card will have no money on it whatsoever after this. Because what the hell's the point? I have no job. Why would I want to, whatever. I already can't buy video games. Any more video games, I should say. Even though I got a fucking ton of them. But anyways, guys and gals, that's it for this video. Just don't work for WIS. If you see anybody from WIS International want you, just don't. The $17 an hour may seem good. I mean, they may have raised the price by now. I don't know. I mean, they're always changing things, and it's all stupid. But this, the 17 an hour or more may seem good, and it is. Trust me, you get a lot of money for the week. But it shouldn't come at the cost of your mental health, or all the drama that goes on, or the unprofessionalism that they practice every fucking day. And it's just not worth it. Let's be real here. I felt like absolute garbage. And like I said, I wanted to kill myself within a few months of working there. But it only got worse and worse and worse the more I worked. And realizing, hey, they don't care about me. They don't care about what I do. They don't care about who I am. And they don't whatever. They don't give a shit. But anyways, guys and gals, as always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, people, and bro hoof.